wanted us to do, and it was always good. I would say to this day, Motown was the greatest school for me. Really, it was the best. Some of the greatest people were there and still are there. It's incredible.
So what kind of things, if it was a school, what kind of things did Michael learn particularly about making records?
If it were a school, what kind of things did you learn about making records in Motown?
I learned about producing. I learned how to cut a track as well as producing. I've learned so many things about writing and just the whole overall thing, being with Stevie Wonder, being at his sessions and just sitting in and learning. It just was incredible. Just the way a producer, dictates to me what he wants me to do and everything and how he wants me to do it. Going through that whole thing was just the greatest learning point. It was wonderful. It was the best school.
He was talking about, say, dropping in on a Stevie Wonder session. I mean, was Motown really like a big family then?
Was Motown like a big family then?
Yes, that's very true. Everybody worked together. You'd be doing a session and Berry Gordy would just walk in and change things around and nobody would get mad. He'd say, no, don't do it that way. Try it this way. I want you to sing this, Michael. Say yeah a couple of times there or change this line. I want you to work on that lyric. He was like the Disney studios, the way Walt Disney would come in and go from one studio to the other and just stimulate everybody like a bee, in pollen, and just going from one place to another, just stimulating people what to do, keeping them on the right track. Barry was wonderful at taking a song and leading it to the right direction, giving it the right flavors to make it a hit. He knew just what it takes, and everybody can't do that. He's really something.
But as Michael learned more and more, didn't it make it frustrating that there were people all the time telling him how to do it when he must have realised that he knew himself?
Since a lot of people were telling you how to do your songs and things, was it frustrating to you, and because you wanted to do it a certain way?
Yes, a lot of times. I've had a couple of disputes with a couple of producers at Motown about that question you just asked, and it became a major thing. Berry Gordy came down to the studio, and it kind of got out of hand a little bit, but we finally solved it, and I was right. The producer wanted me to pronounce words a certain way. I told him, you pronounce the words so precisely, it takes away from the feeling of the song, and we got into a little thing with that. But it was over, and I was right, and I won. But it was a good learning point, because I knew what he wanted, but what he wanted, it took away so much. It really did.
And how about the leadership within the Jacksons? Because presumably when they started, or maybe when it was started, was it the oldest who were in charge, and then maybe Michael, perhaps learned more than the others. He wanted to be in charge.
When you guys started, was it just the oldest Jackie? Was it Jackie who was in charge, and then as you guys grew, as you started learning more and more, did you want to be in charge?
There was really no head of the group, but people always called me a leader because I was always up front singing and dancing, but there was really no leader. We always looked up to Jackie because he's the oldest brother. He's like hovers over us, and we respect him so much more. But there was really no leader. We just let the audience choose what they think or what they like, because it's for them, through us. And if they want to call this person a leader or that's fine.
But what about in terms of, say, the band, the Jacksons making decisions amongst themselves as to what material they do or that kind of thing? Who chose in the end?
In the end, who chose like the materials for what you guys wanted to do in the band?
We would all sit down together and discuss the whole overall. If it was a dispute or something, it would never end up as a fight or anything. We just all sit down. See, it's mainly we mostly have the same idea, so it's never a real problem. Of no, we'll do it this way. No, you like it that way. No, we can't do it that way. We mainly have the same ideas. If there is another idea, it's for the better of the situation. And they say, yeah, that is a good idea.